Okay. Uh, it is relatively right after school. I'm committing a cardinal sin of having a light right behind me, but this is just a comfortable spot to be in. So I came home. I didn't do this at school today, so I'm here because I got to take care of business. Because again, today's a, today's a builder day for a lot of stuff. First, the big concept that was on the board. When you read, what it does is it empowers you to experience things that you don't experience. What? Okay. I don't know what it is to be a female. I'm a dude. However, when I was in eighth grade, when I when I was in eighth grade, maybe seventh grade, I read a book called "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret." And from this book, I learned two things. Number one, I did not know that many females were terrified when their first monthly situation occurred. I didn't know this. Turns out it is apparently a terrifying thing for some of them. Second, I didn't realize there was some competition among some females at a young age about their developing body parts. I didn't know this. Later on as a teacher, turns out I occasionally had to step in to stop bullying over such things. Wow. When we read, we are given insights into a life we don't live. We are able to see things. We're able to see things from a perspective that isn't ours. See things from the perspective of female, of a warrior, of a religious person, but we see things from a different perspective. What this does is it allows us to help understand other people a little bit better. Obviously, the volume's still going. I was just being witty. We figure out ourselves better. We get what makes us click a little better when we do this. So another reason why to read. We're able to experience things, the vocab word, vicariously. We're able to experience things through the experiences of other people. I see what someone else goes through and I think, wow, I don't want that. Ooh, I do want that. Perhaps we read and steal some ideas, whatever it may be. So he's gone. He left this behind though. Next thing we covered. We read an excerpt from the Joy Luck Club on Friday. I was not here. I was at a wedding, not my own wedding. I'm already old and married. But so I wasn't here. So the assigned reading while I was gone was they had to read an excerpt from the Joy Luck Club. Well, why? Well, number one, for the experiences I just said to you. So they understand the perspective of life from someone else's perspective. In this case, the excerpt was about a young girl who was a chess prodigy. Well, who cares? Absolutely right. Any aspect of school you decide to zoom in on to say, Conway, no one cares, you're right. You're right. No one cares. Uh, that's one of the things when you want to point out any individual thing. So what I do is I use that pixelated art, the one that's all the dots. And I have it zoomed in so you only see the dots. And yeah, on their own, the dots are meaningless. Great. So we read Edgar Allan Poe. At least at a job interview, when they asked me, name 3 stories by Edgar Allan Poe, I could do that. Yeah, you're right. If you only focus in on the fact you read Poe, you could argue, yeah, you didn't learn anything. But that's not what happened. I wanted them to get a perspective about how hard second generation immigrants work. It's quite known. Apparently, because of a recent Marvel movie that came out, they're discussing tiger parents and how intense some immigrant parents can be because they know what life is like somewhere else. And they realize some perks America has. Second reason is the pressure the parent put on the main character, Waverly Jones. Well, yeah, welcome to life. I have students sit down at parent-teacher conferences and their parents look at their grade and like, So they're getting a 94. What do we need to work on, Mr. Conway? What's going wrong here? Why are they getting a 94 in the class? I expect better. Better than a 94? Like if you're getting a 94, it means you're like one step away from perfect. Like you turned in a late assignment somewhere, you missed a vocab word somewhere. 94, that's pretty salty. And yet, the pressure. As a guy who coached as long as I did, I coached junior high basketball for almost 20 years. I had the 5'1" kid whose dad would come up and scream that I was trying to deny his kid the opportunity to play in the NBA. Parental pressure is significant, it's real. And when you read this in the story, not only do you see what it is for those of us who don't get that kind of pressure, we see what it's like. But for those of us who do get that pressure, we realize I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who goes through this. Now, we did cover one more thing, but I'm not covering it right now. It gets its own video because I'm repeating it tomorrow. So it gets its own video. All right. That was English. Grade 9. Sorry to hear what happened to Norm Macdonald today. Love that guy. All right. Later.